Oh, hello, this is Tak Chong from Walk with Tak. Welcome to our YouTube channel. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share. Feel free to write to me at walkwithtak@gmail.com if you have any question regarding to this video or any other videos that I have posted in the past. If you have any videos that you would like me to make, please let me know. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. In this video, I'm going to demonstrate to you how to cook a stir-fried lamb asparagus chow mein. Now this dish might seem complicated, but if you use my fast cooking system, which is a flavor chasing, advanced prepping, stir frying, and template based cooking, you will be able to cook this dish in less than 10 minutes. Before I develop and adopt my fast cooking system, I rarely cook and eat lamb. And the reason is that it takes a lot of effort to prep the lamb. If you just cook it once, you probably will not find it worth your time. However, through advanced prepping, I'm now able to have lamb anytime I want. This is true with many other types of proteins. I have several different kinds of proteins to choose from. In every meal, I'm able to make the selections. And the end result is that I have a much more diverse menu than I would have ever had in the past. And you can achieve the same once you adopt advanced prepping. One advantage of advanced prepping is that it allows you to save money because you can purchase whatever the protein that is on sale. And through advanced prepping, you can freeze them in such a way that you can have them available to you anytime you want. This makes it much easier and simpler to have many different proteins to choose from. In this case, after I freeze it, I can thaw them out in about 10 minutes. And I have shown you this method before. So for this particular case, when I'm going to cook this lamb loin, I'm going to first coat them with cornstarch. And I will explain to you that most people do not think lamb will be good for stir fry. It turned out to be actually better than beef. Now, the same thing can apply to produce. Now, the only difference is in produce that you cannot freeze them. In here, I prep some asparagus. And by keeping them as dry as possible, you can actually store them for up to 2 weeks, which is wonderful because you can use them for many different types of dishes. I break the asparagus at the point that when it's easily to snap, and that is the part that I'm going to keep. And then I'm going to cut the asparagus into different sections. But the last part of the asparagus usually tend to be more fibrous, and I'm going to cut it in a slant angle. This will actually provide better culinary experience. At the same time, it will also make the appearance more pleasing. And I use this method, I'm able to store my asparagus and make them available almost any time that I want. And I usually cook several different dishes with the asparagus that I have. A mushroom is the same way. Again, to keep the vegetable dry before you store them is absolutely essential. That will greatly enhance their shelf life. Now for this dish, I'm going to use some pasta noodles. Again, this is where advanced prepping also comes in to be really useful. Now, instead of only cooking the pasta noodles that you need for a particular meal, you can cook them in advance. In here, I'm going to cook 2 pounds of spaghetti pasta noodles. The wok is perfect for this purpose because the size of the wok is just right for laying the pasta noodles directly onto the wok. The pasta noodle is 12-inch and the wok is 14 inches in its opening. And then I'm going to put the pasta noodles in a large bowl of cold water, and that will stop it from cooking any further. So this is a very convenient way. And once you have the pasta noodles ready, you can store them in plastic containers. And I usually store them about 3 cups in the small container that I use. The Rubbermaid take-along container. So through this method, I can actually have pasta noodles anytime that I want. Now the pasta noodle is very versatile. And in this case, I'm going to show you how to make a chow mein or a pan-fried pasta noodles. This is probably one of the favorite way how we prepare our pasta noodles. And of course, you can use other type of noodles as well. But pasta noodles is great for this purpose because you can find them readily available in most supermarkets. And therefore, it can be always as part of your advanced prepping. For most people, they are surprised by the versatility of pasta noodles. Most people think of pasta noodles mainly for making Italian dishes, such as spaghetti. But pasta noodles can be used also for other type of dishes. like in Asian dishes, which one of the most common Asian dishes is lo mein, and pasta noodles did a good job as a type of lo mein. The other way to use pasta noodles in Asian dishes is use chow mein. Now, there are many different ways to cook chow mein. One of the ways to cook chow mein, which is mainly a Cantonese style, is you actually pan fry the pasta noodles. And what you mean by pan fry is that you will actually fry the noodles in such a way that it will start to create a crispy texture. And this browning of the pasta noodles gives great flavor to the noodles. And in fact, this is an approach that my wife finds it to be a most attractive way for her to eat noodles. The important thing when you fry the pasta noodles is that you have to store the noodles in the refrigerator for about 48 hours. This will allow the noodles to dry out, because noodle has a tendency to stick to the bottom surface of the wok and get burnt. As you notice here, some of the pasta noodles do stick a little bit, but not too bad, so I use my wok spatula to scrape them off. The most important thing is that make sure you coat the noodles with sufficient oil. But at the same time, you do not want to use too much oil because then the noodle will become too oily. And also, of course, if you more use oil, you will increase the calorie value of the dish. So by using the wok spatula, you can detach them. And as long as you just coat them with sufficient amount of cooking oil, you will find that they will not stick. Temperature control is equally important. You want to set your burner to about maybe low or medium low. So this will allow the noodles to be charred slowly rather than just simply get burned if you leave it at hot. And then the other important thing is that make sure you stir it on a regular basis. Toss them, and then you notice that they will start to brown if you let them sit for a while. And you can always make adjustments depending on how much you want to toss them. The browning of the noodle is important, but however, if you brown it too much, then the noodle might become too crispy and too crunchy. Again, there's a lot of individual preference. And for my wife, it is not too much or not too little. And this is what I would call flavor chasing, because you can make a lot of adjustment if you do home cooking yourself, because you can create dishes exactly to match your personal preference. So this part of the dish is cooked in advance. And I'm going to fry the noodles, and once I have it done, I set it on a plate because I'm going to cook the other ingredients, which is the lamb with asparagus, and I'm going to put it on top of the noodles. Okay, now I'm ready to cook the lamb. In here, I want to describe to you what is the best way to create the best texture of the lamb. You do not want to overcook it, because lamb, just like beef, they're very easily to be overcooked. Once you overcook them, they will lose that tenderness. And when you cook lamb, there's really two basic steps. The first step, you want to create a hot surface. You want the oil to able to sear the lamb. And in this case, I add some cornstarch. The cornstarch serves two purposes. One is that with the cornstarch, I can absorb as much moisture as I possibly can from the surface of the lamb. And this way will prevent the moisture in the lamb to lower the temperature of the wok. And also, the cornstarch will accelerate or will improve the charring of the lamb. Okay, now you notice that I have charred the lamb, and this only takes about a matter of seconds. The second stage to cook the lamb is that you want to cook it slowly. So by now, since I have already charred it, I turn the heat down to low. I add the asparagus and the mushroom to the wok. Now this has important purpose, because what it does is that it lowers the temperature and it will allow you to cook the lamb slowly. And it's this slow cooking phase will maintain the tenderness of the lamb. So as you can see in here, I immediately start to mix all the contents together, and the lamb cooks very quickly. And what I want is that I want the texture of the lamb to be nice and tender. And usually this will means cook the lamb to about medium. Okay, by now the dish is actually done. I turn off the heat, and I'm going to create a gravy-like sauce, because such sauce, it will be great to go over the noodles. It will give the noodles better flavor. And to create this sauce, I'm going to use a cornstarch water suspension. Cornstarch is great for making a sauce in stir frying because cornstarch reacts very rapidly. The most important thing is that you need to make sure you shake the cornstarch to have that water suspension. I'm going to use 1 part of cornstarch to about 3 parts of water. Now the exact ratio is not important because you can always make adjustment to the thickness of the sauce by simply adding more water. And all I did is that I add some hot water, and as you notice that everything happened really quickly, and the adjustment of this sauce can occur in a matter of seconds, and you can further thin out the sauce by adding additional water. And it is much better to have the sauce thicker rather than thinner. Okay, now the final step is to season the dish. Now this is completely up to you. You can season it in whatever way that you would like to. In this case, I'm going to use oyster sauce, which is my favorite way of seasoning a dish. I'm going to use about 2 tablespoons of oyster sauce. And the purpose of the oyster sauce is to provide the saltiness as well as the savory. And then I'm going to add about ½ tablespoon of hoisin sauce. A hoisin sauce will enhance the sweetness of the dish, and it will give the dish a more of a teriyaki-like flavor, but very mild. And then I follow by 1 teaspoon of this hot fried chili in oil sauce. The goal of my seasoning strategy is as simple as possible. And I have a video which I describe the different type of sauces that I use. Next, I'm going to transfer all the contents, and I'm going to put them right over the pan-fried noodles that I cooked earlier. And you can see the sauce will infiltrate into the noodles and to provide great flavor. To cook this dish is a little bit over 12 minutes. The reason is because I have all the advanced preppings, and this is the reason why using the fast cooking system, it will provide you not only efficiency, but also a lot of possibilities. I post a video each day to help you to make home cooking as part of your daily routine so that it is practical, efficient, creative, and fun. Make it a viable alternative to fast and ultra-processed food. If you'd like to learn more about my fast cooking system, please subscribe to this YouTube channel. So keep on cooking, and I will see you tomorrow.